let's look at the history of names in India. This is a great civilization, and I want to give our viewers a sense of history and then come back to our guests. Let me tell you, we as a civilization, remember, go back to the Indus Valley and beyond, one of the oldest civilizations of the world. And over the years, this subcontinent has been known by many names. The region was called Meluha around 3000 BC. The name appears in ancient Mesopotamian texts. Then it, of course, was referred to as, in our school textbooks we learned, the Indus Valley civilization. But this name went out of vogue with the decline of that civilization. Bharat or Bharata or Bharatvarsha, it appears in the Puranas. This refers to the land mass between the sea in the south and the abode of snow in the north. Aryavarta appears in the contentious Manusmriti. This name, as it implies, refers to the land occupied by Indo-Aryans. And then Jambu Dvipa appears in Vedic texts. This was a common name used. Jambu Dvip appears in Vedic texts, and it is still used in some Southeast Asian countries to describe the subcontinent. Hind, the word was first used by Persians around 700 BC. It refers to the land across the river Sindhu. Incidentally, Hindustan is how the territory held by the Mughals during their rule was known to the world. Indus or India was first used by the Greeks around 300 BC. They transliterated Hind as Indus. This is roughly the period around which Alexander the Great comes to India. The British gradually stopped using Hindustan and started using India as they displaced the Mughals. So as you can see, we've had a long history in this country, and today we have reached a stage, 76 years after independence, where we are debating between India and Bharat. Sanjay Hegde, as I recounted that history, and I unfortunately don't have a historian on the panel, do you also believe, as the politicians seem to suggest, or certainly the opposition, that this is a distraction from core issues? Do you believe that historically and constitutionally we are now very comfortable with what you called a compromise in 1948?
Well, this is a comfortable fit. We are multicultural, multilingual. When we talk in Indian languages, we say Bharat. When we talk in English, we say India. It's like that. Now, to define one in opposition to the other is to tear ourselves apart. I can speak English, I can speak Hindi, I can speak Kannada, I can speak many languages. Now, you will not tell me in what language, which word I will be officially using. Okay, in your communications, you can describe yourself as anything. But constitutionally, we made a choice in 1948, 1949 to be precise. If we are to change that choice, that also has to be done constitutionally. And constitutional amendments are sacred things. They are not just rammed down people's throats. They are not mere executive actions which you get up in the morning and you pass a notification and that's it. Yes, what really is happening is a cultural revolution. We are being told that one culture is superior to the other, that if you are not following one culture, then you are somewhat of a lesser Indian. This is a cultural war which is really coming.
Okay,
and that the politicians really need to be aware of. It sounds differently in North India, it sounds differently in South India.
Let me bring in Sanju Verma again. Sanju Verma, is this a cultural war? Is that the way to look at it? That there is, as Mohan Bhagwat says, a civilizational argument that the BJP is trying to make, believing that India is a colonial word. Therefore, we should be more comfortable by using the word India, by using the word Bharat. Is that what this is about? And at a time where the BJP wants to push the idea that they represent cultural, civilizational authenticity.
Rajdeep, on your debate, both the people from the ... alliance spoke on everything but the topic. There was a mention of inflation, there was a mention of unemployment, there was a mention of Adani. So I will answer your question, but as the national spokesperson of BJP, it is only right and only fair that I rebut what the opposition panelists said. First and foremost, the BJP reduced excise on petrol and diesel by 5 and 10 rupees in November 2021 and by 8 and 6 rupees in May 2022. For the longest time, Rajasthan refused to reduce value-added tax on petrol and diesel. In the latest numbers of inflation announced in July 2023, the highest inflation was in Rajasthan at 9.7%. The highest rural inflation was also in Congress-ruled Rajasthan at 9.9%. The highest urban inflation was also in Congress-ruled Rajasthan at 10.4%. The highest unemployment at 26.35%. The credit also goes to Rajasthan. If there is the new rape capital of India with 6,000 rapes in a year, the credit again goes to Congress-ruled Rajasthan. So the Congress panelists here, यहाँ बैठकर मोदी सरकार को भाषण देना बंद करो. Now I will answer your question. Now I will answer your question. Please shut up. I did not tell you.
No, ma'am, this shut up word has to stop on my show. There must be ways in which we talk to people. We are all civilized Indians. You know, you all talk about civilization and then we use word like shut up. So let's avoid that word. You answer my question. Is this a cultural civilizational war? Simple question, simple answer I want. Without using word like shut up, please.
Rajdeep, please, I did not want to...
no, please don't use these words.
Can I please now make my point?
Please do.
Rajdeep Sardesai, I am glad you took offense to the word shut up. I wish you had shown 1/10 of that outrage when Pappu aka Rahul Gandhi went around town saying Chaukidar chor hai despite being castigated by the Supreme Court, and even recently the Supreme Court said while staying his conviction that his public utterances are in poor taste. So if there is anybody who needs lessons
you are not, can you just answer my question? I'm losing time. Please answer my direct question. I'm giving you 30 seconds.
Yes. No, give me 45 seconds because you've got two people from the opposition and you have Sanjay Hegde, who's also known to be a Modi naysayer. So please be fair, Rajdeep. I don't want this into a Rajdeep versus Sanju Verma, Tom versus Jerry kind of a show. And that is said on a lighter note. Okay. I just have this to say. Have you noticed, Rajdeep? I don't know why you're shaking your head, but anyway, I just have this to say. Do you remember when we changed the name of 7 Racecourse Road to Lok Kalyan Marg? The Congress was up in arms. When the name of Rajpath was changed to Kartavya Path, the Congress was up in arms. Inke pet mein dard ho gaya. When we said that the INS Vikrant's new insignia will be that of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Congress ke pet mein dard ho gaya. When we said that Aurangzeb Road will now be known as APJ Abdul Kalam Marg, Congress ke pet mein dard ho gaya. When we said that the PM Museum and Memorial will now be named, and it will replace what was earlier called as the Jawaharlal Nehru Memorial Museum and Library, Congress ke pet mein dard ho gaya. They can name Chandrayaan 1's landing point as Jawahar Point, but when we said that Chandrayaan 2 ka landing point will be Tiranga and Chandrayaan 3's landing point will be Shiv Shakti, Congress ke pet mein dard ho gaya. The point is that instead of asking questions to the BJP, which takes pride in our civilizational ethos, in our religious heritage, in our traditional legacy, do we need lessons from the Congress, where Sonia Gandhi got married in 1968 and it took her 15 years to get Indian citizenship? In 1983, she refused to even take Indian citizenship for 1.5 decades. And my last but not the least, I want to ask the Congress panelists here. You keep saying Rahul Gandhi has educated himself from Cambridge, from Harvard. The Cambridge certificate says Rahul Vinci. So tell me on national television, is Rahul Vinci equal to Rahul Gandhi? Is Antonia Albina Minor equal to Sonia Gandhi?
I have not seen any such Rahul. One minute.
You don't even want to acknowledge Sonia was Antonia.
Ma'am, we must be very clear with our facts. No. Now,
Rahul Gandhi was
okay, you made your point, producer. When you make personal points of the kind that you have, we should be careful with our facts. The use of the word Rahul Vinci in particular is something which is not proven at the moment, so we should be careful. But Supriya, Shrinate, kindly please respond to what you're hearing, that the BJP says, look, we are changing names. We've changed Aurangzeb Road to APJ Abdul Kalam. This could be part of that name change. They're saying very clearly We are not at this moment saying that we will make it Bharat, but if we do tomorrow, what's the harm?
Some extremely crass and personal statements were made here, and I hope you will keep the fader down so that I can clarify and bring truth to light. The reality is that the BJP has lunacy permeating it so deeply that each one of them sounds lunatic. Each one of them, from the top to the bottom, is lunatic, and they are absolutely running helter-skelter. That's point number one I want to make. Rahul Gandhi has got all his degrees in the name of Rahul Gandhi. His name was kept incognito because his father had been assassinated and his life wasn't safe on a campus that he was. They have not been educated, so they don't understand those things. You should never get personal, and I hate to get personal, but आप तो अपनी डिग्री ही दिखा दीजिए. एंटायर पॉलिटिकल साइंस की डिग्री, वो डिग्री दिखाइए जिसमें माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का वो फॉन्ट है जो अभी 90s में आया है, 70 में मोदी जी दिखाते हैं. And don't talk about people and their marriages. Abandoning your newly wedded wife is not Indian or Bharatiya culture. So don't drag the debate down to a level where I get into Jhasaram and Pheku and you call my leader names. Don't do that. I will only say one thing. Their obsession of changing names has now gone from roads and चौराहा और गली नुक्कड़ का नाम बदलते बदलते अब ये देश की बात कर रहे हैं. This is nothing, Rajdeep. This is only a cloak to somehow shift focus away from the diplomatic failure that is staring into their faces. Since 1999, there has never been an instance where two big economies like Russia and China give the G20 a miss. Together between them, 1.6 billion people. I also want to make a very small
there have been G20s where major, there have been G20s where 3 or 4 leaders have not come.
Let me make this point.
Ma'am, I want you to be very clear.
Let me finish my point. Never two big economies.
In 2022 in Bali, Brazil, Mexico, Russia were not there. In 2021 in Rome, Italy, China, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia and South Africa were not there. That was during COVID time. So I'm going to fact check both.
You have to hear me out.
Yes.
No, what did I say? Don't refute me on facts because I come prepared with facts as my ammunition and not crass talk. I said two major economies like Russia and China with 1.6 billion
also.
people between them. You stand corrected and so does the BJP.
2021 happened in 2021.
Just one point here. कोई binary है ही नहीं. हमने तो भारत को जोड़ा और हम अब इंडिया को जिताएंगे. The problem is भारत जोड़ो भी हमने किया और इंडिया को जिताएंगे भी हम. तो इनके पास बचा क्या है? इनके पास बचे हैं टीवी डिबेट्स में बेकार की बातें करना और इनके पास बचा है नाम बदलने के शगुफे छोड़ना. This is nothing but a hot air balloon because they jolly well know they don't have the 2/3 majority in Rajya Sabha to amend the constitution. This is nothing but weapon of mass distraction to take the issue away from high prices, to take the issue away from unemployment, from income inequality and from Adani. That is their reality.
Okay, let me leave it there. As we said, we've heard two different views. One saying this is part of a cultural renaissance in a way. The other saying it's a weapon of mass distraction. We've heard two very clear points of view. At the end of the day, since we were referred to as Tom and Jerry, I am neither Tom or Jerry. My name is Rajdeep and I'm not intending to change my name for a very long time.
Rajdeep, but Rahul Gandhi is Rahul
Rajdeep, let me answer. I've got a point to make.
Antonia Minor.
Yeah.
Why are we, what is this obsession? What is this obsession by...
There is no certificate in the name of Rahul
Okay, put the two ladies fader down. Poor Mr. Sarvanan, 30 seconds. Yes, Mr. Sarvanan, before the South says we have been discriminated.
Rajdeep, the most important question that needs to be answered now. Of course, we can
go ahead,
continue
quickly.
talk. Yes,
quickly.
We can talk about petrol price rise, gas prices, everything can go on. But today, now, why this special parliamentary session has been called for? Will the BJP answer? Why so much of opacity? Why are they scared? What are they scared of? If tomorrow some other issue comes up, Rajdeep, tomorrow they will say, oh, Mr. Rajdeep, you have refused to change your name. So don't conduct any shows in English. Conduct shows in Hindi because it shows your culture. Don't wear pants. Don't wear coats. Wear a dhoti. Speak in Hindi. Tomorrow it may be a diktat. The BJP, everybody will call this as a master stroke. Oh, this is a master stroke. Modi ji is promoting our culture, our Hindi culture.
Don't worry.
This is how bad it is.
Okay.